Hi everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to be gardening. Next week is my birthday, and so I was able to open 2 of my presents, and one of my presents was this, the Wildflowers. They're seeds. They're native to here to California, and it's mixed. There's 17 varieties, 15,000 seeds. So this is what we're going to be potting up. I'm not going to put it in the ground. I'm going to be putting it inside pots. So yeah, let's get started. I was so concerned there was a spider in there. I really didn't even want to put those gloves on. I use cactus soil only because it has great drainage and I don't have to worry about soggy soil and root damage. Okay, I'm no expert, but based on my research, you want to make sure you sow the seeds between March and April. In this video, I am currently sowing my seeds at the end of April, close to May, but I should be fine. I don't think it'll be a problem. Next, you want to use fast draining soil. Like I stated earlier, I'm using cactus soil. That way I don't have to worry about root rot, soggy soil, or any type of bacterial growing in the soil to affect the plants. And when you are sowing the seeds, make sure that it's about 1 inch deep, and you want to scatter them. When you scatter them, this is going to help them germinate. So as you can see here, there's no real science to it. I'm just scattering them randomly throughout the pot, and then I'm going to end up tossing some soil over it and give it a good rinse with some water. Don't use fertilizer. There's no need for it because the soil is already rich in minerals and vitamins and what it needs. So you don't need to add anything else. Just water it daily and put it in a nice, warm, sunny place. And eventually, hopefully, it goes well and you get some beautiful wildflowers. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wildflower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Oh my God, I am so excited. I cannot wait to see when they fully bloom, but this is exciting right now that I'm seeing little babies coming out. I water this daily so they could germinate. Right now I'm looking for a nice, warm, sunny place to put them. This may not be a permanent area, but for now this will work. I'm gonna add 2 pots in the front yard as well. Maybe 1 here? Yeah, what do you think? I'm also thinking this green one in front of our door since we have green front. Also, it gets really sunny here later on in the day. Let's talk about how stunning this flower is. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. What do you think? Hi Oasis! So cute. I got hungry, so I used our leftover pasta salad we had yesterday and added some avocado and Greek yogurt. It was really good. Another gift that I received was the Insect Hotel. And these are for my ladybugs that I've been saving in the pool and then putting them in the rose garden so they could eat. Here, take a look. So now I'm gonna put this in the front by the rose bushes because it gets really windy out here and I don't want them to blow away. And that's kind of why I requested to get, I asked for a insect house so I can house them. So let me unbox this so you guys can see. I don't know what it is about pruning roses, but it is the most relaxing thing to do. Here are some suggestions when pruning roses. Deadheading is the removal of finished blooms in order to encourage new blooms to come. So you want to cut it at an angle like this, and this helps with the water. I heard that so it could slide off easier and it encourages better growth. You also want to look for dead leaves and cut that off as well. Here's another old bloom. Just go ahead and cut that off in an angle. That's a new bloom, so you don't want to touch that. Another thing you want to look for are blooms that if you shake off and the leaves fall, you want to cut that off too, because it's going to be a dead bloom anyway, so you might as well just get rid of it. That way the plant doesn't waste energy keeping that alive. The next thing you want to do after pruning your roses is fertilizing. I use fish plant food. This works really well for me. I probably fertilize once a month during springtime. And what I like about this is that it doesn't burn the leaves at all. So I'll add a few drops into this and then add some water. A recommendation is before you water the plants with the fertilizer in it, give your plants a quick rinse down before. That way you don't burn the roots, even though it's not supposed to burn the roots. I still like to give it some water first, then the fertilizer, and then sometimes I'll rinse it off again. It's always good to water at the base. Don't forget to hydrate yourself. This book was pretty good. The author Jessica Hernandez states why Western conservationism is not working for the earth and how we need to turn to the indigenous for guidance. She also goes into colonization, racism, slavery, and how the cultures who dealt with colonism are dealing with trauma today with displacement. Here are some examples I want to share. Indigenous and Black people who mix with any Spanish blood gain more access in the racial caste system Mexico established as their main goal to water down or dilute Black and Indigenous blood. During times of colonization, the Spanish crown separated indigenous people from the new Hispanic population to avoid notion of mixing within races. Unfortunately, during colonization, our history was erased and burned by colonizers and settlers. They wanted to destroy our identity because they want to bring forth their racial caste and other systems to steal our lands and exploit our natural resources. We are witnessing major conservation organizations that were founded by the same violent men start to unravel and dissect their racial histories. The Sierra Club is finally facing and admitting that their founder, John Muir, referred to Native Americans as dirty and utilized the colonial mentality to rename the Sierra Nevadas despite it already having a name given by the Ahwahneechee people. Settler colonialism was led due to Western religion that granted colonizers the right from their God to colonize our lands. This is also known as manifest destiny. Manifest destiny reinforced to colonizers that it was their right from God to journey to the Americas and save the people who were quote and unquote uncivilized and lived on this continent. Dr. Daniel Wildcat mentioned that displacement impacts indigenous people geographically, socially, and psychoculturally. The author also adds impacts emotionally and spiritually because it manifests as ecological grief displacement because of the loss of having our ancestral homelands near or the loss of being able to live on them is ecological grief. For indigenous people, our environment is so entwined with who we are, it carries our memories, both ancestral and those we are currently creating. Our environments and natural resources are more than natural capital or economical revenue to us. Our environment can carry out trauma that can be traced to settler colonialism, when our ancestors were murdered, displaced, and forced to live under the Western European concepts of culture, science, and capitalism that still governs our current societies. We still live and operate under settler colonialism in our current societies. And as long as we continue to remove ourselves from nature, nature will not be able to protect us from environmental impacts. I found this book very interesting and I learned some new information. The takeaway from this book is exactly how she ended it. When we heal ourselves, we heal the landscapes. In order for us to move forward as a species and planet, we need to give respect and honor to every living and non-living thing. We need to understand that there is no superior race and species other than God, and understand that everything plays a role in the world and no one has dominion over anything or anybody.